My name is Demir, and I learned the hard way that trusting the wrong person with your child's life can cost you everything. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me start from the beginning. Demir, you know I'm happy to help with Tyler while you're at work, Patricia said, sitting across from me at my kitchen table. My ex-mother-in-law had this way of making everything sound like she was doing you the biggest favor in the world. You're working those double shifts, and the poor boy needs someone to take him to his appointments. I really appreciate it, Patricia, I said, exhausted from another 12-hour shift at the warehouse. His pre-op appointment is Tuesday at 2. Dr. Rodriguez needs to clear him before the surgery on Friday. Of course, she waved her hand dismissively. I raised 3 children, Demir. I know how to handle medical appointments. My son Tyler, only 8 years old, needed surgery to remove his appendix. It had been grumbling for weeks, and Dr. Rodriguez finally scheduled the procedure. With my ex-wife Jennifer out of the picture, she'd moved to Arizona with her new boyfriend 6 months ago. I was doing this alone. Dad, my stomach hurts again, Tyler said, walking into the kitchen holding his side. I know, buddy, just a few more days and Dr. Rodriguez will fix you right up, I said, pulling him close. Patricia stood up, gathering her purse. Tuesday at 2, I'll handle everything. You just focus on work and making that money for the surgery. The insurance covers most of it, I reminded her. Well, there are always expenses, aren't there? She said with a tight smile. Don't you worry about a thing. That was my first mistake, not worrying. Tuesday evening, I called Patricia from work. How did the appointment go? Oh, that, she said, and I heard dishes clanking in the background. I had to reschedule. There was a conflict with my book club. My stomach dropped. Patricia, that appointment was critical. The surgery is in 3 days. Damir, don't be so dramatic. I'll take him tomorrow, she said, her tone irritated. You don't understand. Dr. Rodriguez specifically said this timing was important. I understand perfectly well. You're just overreacting like you always do. This is why Jennifer left. That comment stung, but I pushed it aside. Tomorrow I'm off work. I'll take him myself. Suit yourself, she said coldly. I was just trying to help, but apparently my help isn't good enough for you. Patricia, I appreciate your offer to help, but Tyler's health comes first. Whatever, Demir, don't come crying to me when you need a babysitter again. The line went dead before I could respond. Wednesday morning, I took Tyler to see Dr. Rodriguez myself. Mr. Demir, Dr. Rodriguez said, his face serious as he examined Tyler. His appendix is more inflamed than I'd like. Why wasn't he at yesterday's pre-op? There was a scheduling issue, I said, avoiding the full truth. This isn't good. His white blood cell count is elevated. We need to move the surgery up. I'm admitting him today. This can't wait until Friday. My heart raced. Today? But I'm not prepared. Mr. Demir, if that appendix ruptures, we're looking at a much more serious situation, possibly life-threatening. Peritonitis, sepsis, these are real dangers we're facing now. What do I need to do? Go to admissions immediately. We'll get him prepped for surgery within the hour. 3 hours later, Tyler was in surgery. I sat in the waiting room, my phone buzzing with messages from Patricia asking where we were. I ignored them all. The surgery went well, but Tyler needed to stay in the hospital for 3 days for observation. I took unpaid leave from work, sleeping in the chair next to his bed. You look terrible, my brother Marcus said, visiting on the second day. When's the last time you slept in an actual bed? I'm fine, I said, watching Tyler sleep peacefully, finally pain-free. Demir, man, you can't keep doing everything alone. Let me help. I've got it under control. That's what you always say, but look at you. You're running yourself into the ground. What else am I supposed to do? Tyler needs me. And Tyler needs you healthy, not collapsed from exhaustion, Marcus said firmly. Marcus's phone buzzed. He looked at the screen and frowned. That's weird. Patricia just texted me asking if I knew where you kept your financial documents. What? Why would she ask that? No idea. Want me to ignore it? No. Find out what she wants. This feels wrong. Before Marcus could respond, my phone rang. It was Patricia. Demir, we need to talk about Tyler's medical expenses, she said without greeting. The insurance covered it. I only owe about $800 in deductibles. That's not what I mean. I've been tracking expenses. Transportation, meals, my time coordinating his care. You owe me $4,000. I nearly dropped the phone. Excuse me? $4,000. I have receipts. I'll email them to you. I expect payment within the week. Patricia, you rescheduled his only appointment and nearly caused his appendix to rupture. You're lucky I don't— Don't you dare threaten me, she hissed. I know about that savings account, the one for Tyler's college fund. I have Jennifer's old access codes. If you don't pay me, I'll take what I'm owed. You can't do that. That account is in my name only now. We'll see about that. 1 week, Demir, or I'm going to the bank. The line went dead. Marcus, we have a serious problem, I said, my hands shaking. Talk to me. What did she say? I explained everything. The missed appointment, the demand for money, her threat to access Tyler's college fund. Demir, that's extortion. And if she accesses that account without authorization, that's fraud, Marcus said firmly. You need a lawyer, now. I can't afford. My friend Sarah Chen is a family attorney. She owes me a favor. Let me call her. Marcus, I can't ask you to. You're not asking. I'm offering. This woman is trying to rob your kid. We're not letting that happen. 2 hours later, Sarah Chen was in the hospital cafeteria with us, taking notes on a yellow legal pad. Mr. Demir, did Patricia ever have legal access to Tyler's college fund? Sarah asked. No, Jennifer and I set it up after the divorce. Patricia was never an authorized user. But she claims to have access codes? She said she has Jennifer's old codes, but Jennifer's name was removed from the account 8 months ago when we finalized everything. Sarah nodded, writing quickly. If she attempts to access that account, she's committing bank fraud. We need to document everything. Do you have the recording of her phone call? I didn't record it. Should I have? That's okay. From now on, you do. It's legal in this state with one-party consent. Every conversation, every text message, save everything. Don't delete anything. What about the $4,000 she's demanding? I asked. Let her send those receipts. I'm willing to bet they're fabricated or grossly inflated. We'll examine every line item. In the meantime, I'm calling the bank right now to put alerts on Tyler's account. The next day, Patricia's email arrived. The attached spreadsheet claimed expenses for medical consultation fees, $1,200, transportation services, $800, meal preparation and delivery, $1,500, professional care coordination, $500. This is completely fraudulent, Sarah said when I forwarded it to her. Medical consultation fees? She's not a medical professional. Care coordination? She skipped the one appointment she was supposed to handle. So what do? We set a trap. Reply and tell her you need a few days to gather the money. Meanwhile, I'm contacting the bank to put a fraud alert on Tyler's account and requesting their security footage and access logs. If she tries anything, we'll have her dead to rights. 4 days later, the bank called. Mr. Demir, this is Manager Thompson from First National. Someone attempted to access your son's college fund account this morning using outdated credentials. Our system flagged it as suspicious. Can you tell me who? I asked, though I already knew. A woman named Patricia Hendricks. She claimed to be the child's grandmother and had authorization. When we questioned her, she became aggressive and demanded access. She has no authorization. I want to press charges. We've preserved all the security footage and digital logs. She attempted 3 separate times to bypass our security protocols. I'm transferring you to our fraud department. I immediately called Sarah. Perfect, she said. This is exactly what we needed. The fact that she tried multiple times shows intent and persistence. I'm also contacting the police. Attempted bank fraud is a criminal offense. That evening, Detective Williams came to my apartment. Mr. Demir, I've reviewed the bank's evidence. Ms. Hendricks attempted to withdraw $4,000 from your son's account using fraudulent credentials. That's a felony. We'll need your full statement. I told him everything. The missed medical appointment, the extortion demands, the fabricated receipts. Do you have those receipts she sent? Detective Williams asked. I showed him the email on my laptop. These charges are completely unsupported. Medical consultation fees from a non-medical professional? That's fraud too. We're looking at multiple charges here. Attempted bank fraud, extortion, and potentially child endangerment for missing that critical medical appointment. Child endangerment? I hadn't considered that angle. A child's appendix nearly ruptured because she prioritized her book club over his medical care. Dr. Rodriguez's statement will be crucial. Can you get that? I'll call him right now. Dr. Rodriguez was more than willing to provide a statement. That appointment was critical, he told Detective Williams over the phone on speaker. Her negligence directly endangered that child's life. If the appendix had ruptured, we could have been looking at sepsis, possible death. The 24-hour delay made the surgery significantly more complicated and dangerous. Would you be willing to testify to that effect? Detective Williams asked. Absolutely. What she did was unconscionable. 2 days later, Detective Williams called again. We're bringing Miss Hendricks in for questioning. Would you be willing to confront her with your attorney present? Sometimes hearing directly from the victim makes people realize the severity of their actions. Sarah advised me to do it. Let her hang herself with her own words. Just stay calm and let me guide the conversation. Don't let her provoke you. The confrontation happened at the police station. Patricia sat across from me, her lawyer beside her looking defiant. "This is ridiculous," Patricia said immediately. "I was trying to help my grandson." "By skipping his medical appointment for book club?" I asked calmly. "It was one appointment, Demir. Stop being so dramatic. Tyler's fine, isn't he?" "No thanks to you. Dr. Rodriguez said another 12 hours and his appendix would have ruptured." Her lawyer whispered something to her, but she ignored him. "I deserve to be compensated for my time and effort," she insisted, her voice rising. "What effort?" Sarah interjected. "You attended 0 medical appointments. You provided 0 meals. You offered 0 transportation. Every item on your invoice is fabricated." "I had expenses! I had to rearrange my entire schedule." "Show us one receipt, one actual legitimate receipt," Sarah challenged. Patricia's face reddened. "I don't need to prove anything to you." "Actually, you do," Detective Williams said, entering the room with a folder. "Miss Hendricks, we have security footage of you attempting to access Mr. Demir's son's bank account using fraudulent credentials. That's bank fraud. We have your email demanding $4,000 with fabricated charges. That's extortion. We have Dr. Rodriguez's statement about the endangered child. That's criminal negligence." Patricia's lawyer leaned over, whispering urgently. She shook her head stubbornly. "I just wanted what I was owed," Patricia said, her voice shaking now. "Is that so wrong?" "You were owed nothing," I said firmly. "You put my son's life at risk because you couldn't be bothered to do the one thing you promised. Then you tried to steal from him, from a child." "I wasn't stealing. That money was for expenses." "What expenses? Name one real expense," Sarah demanded. Patricia stammered, unable to answer. "Mr. Demir, would you like to proceed with pressing charges?" Detective Williams asked. "Absolutely. She needs to face consequences for what she did." The trial took 6 months. Sarah built an airtight case with the bank's security footage, the fabricated invoices, Dr. Rodriguez's testimony, and phone records showing Patricia's extortion attempt. The defendant showed a pattern of financial manipulation and child endangerment, the prosecutor argued. She prioritized her personal activities over a child's critical medical needs, then attempted to profit from her own negligence through fraud and extortion. This wasn't a mistake or misunderstanding. This was calculated, deliberate criminal behavior. Patricia's defense tried to paint her as a confused grandmother who didn't understand modern banking, but the evidence was overwhelming. The bank's security footage showed her calmly and deliberately attempting to access the account multiple times, using different approaches when the first failed. The prosecutor played the recording of her threatening phone call. "I have Jennifer's old access codes. If you don't pay me, I'll take what I'm owed." Her own words sealed her fate. The jury deliberated for less than 3 hours. On the charge of attempted bank fraud, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of extortion, we find the defendant guilty. On the charge of criminal negligence endangering a child, we find the defendant guilty. The judge sentenced Patricia to 4 years in prison and ordered her to pay $15,000 in restitution, covering my legal fees, the additional medical costs from the emergency surgery, and punitive damages. "Miss Hendricks," the judge said sternly, "you violated the trust of a vulnerable family and endangered a child's life for personal financial gain. This court finds your actions reprehensible. You showed no remorse, no understanding of the severity of your actions. You prioritized a book club over a child's emergency medical care, then attempted to profit from that negligence. 4 years in state prison." As they led her away, Patricia looked at me one last time. "Demir, please. I'm sorry. Can't we work this out? Think about Jennifer. She'll be devastated." "No," I said simply. "You had the chance to be a decent person. You chose greed instead. And Jennifer gave you my financial information without permission, so she shares responsibility for this." "But family should forgive each other. Family should protect each other. You did the opposite." Today, Tyler is healthy and happy. His college fund is secure and growing, with additional security measures in place. I got a better job with regular hours and benefits, and Marcus helps with Tyler after school. We've built a routine that works, one that doesn't depend on people who see my son as an opportunity for profit. Sarah helped me file a restraining order so Patricia can't contact us when she's released. I also got full documentation of everything that happened, which I submitted to family court. Jennifer lost her visitation rights when it came out she'd given her mother my financial information without permission. She tried to fight it, but the judge wasn't sympathetic. "You enabled your mother to endanger your child and attempt fraud," the judge told Jennifer during that hearing. "Until you demonstrate genuine concern for your son's well-being over your mother's interests, supervised visitation only." Jennifer didn't appeal. Last I heard, she's still in Arizona. The best part? I learned that I'm stronger than I thought. I learned that standing up for your child, Fighting back the right way through the legal system is the only path to real justice. Revenge would have felt good for a moment. Legal victory feels good forever. Tyler knows what happened, age appropriately. He knows his grandmother made bad choices and had to face consequences. He knows his dad fought for him and won. That's a lesson worth more than any college fund. Have you ever trusted someone who put your child at risk and then tried to profit from it? What would you have done in my situation? Like and subscribe for more stories about people who refused to be victims and fought back the right way.